Hi everyone, hello and welcome. How are you today? Hey friends, welcome back. I hope you're feeling relaxed, comfortable, and ready to learn some real English.
Yes, this is not school English. This is real-life English. The English people actually use every single day. And don't worry, there's no pressure here, no stress, no difficult grammar rules to memorize. Just listen, relax, enjoy the conversation, and slowly your English will improve.
By the way, I'm Emma,
And I'm Jack.
and this is the Everyday English Practice Podcast, where we speak naturally, talk like real people, make mistakes sometimes, laugh a little, and learn English in the most natural way possible.
If you enjoy learning English this way, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us. It really helps the Everyday English Practice Podcast grow and reach more learners around the world.
All right, today we're talking about something very small in English, but something that confuses millions of English learners.
Yes, two tiny words.
But a big confusion.
That's right. Today we are talking about do and make.
Jack, how was your morning today?
Honestly, busy. I woke up a little late this morning, did my exercises quickly, grabbed some coffee, and rushed to work.
Oh, wow. So you did your exercises.
Yes, I did my exercises.
See? You already used the word do.
Exactly. And you, Emma, how was your morning?
Mine was slower. I stayed home today. I made breakfast, cleaned at the kitchen, and replied to a few emails.
Ah, you made breakfast.
Yes. Jack, did you notice something interesting?
What?
We didn't plan this conversation at all, but we already used do and make naturally.
That's true. It just happens.
And this is something many English learners ask all the time.
They say, Emma, when do I use do? When do I use make?
And the honest answer is something many learners don't expect.
Even native speakers don't think about grammar rules all the time.
That's right. We don't sit there thinking, is this a do situation or a make situation?
No.
We simply feel the language.
But today, our goal is to help you start feeling the difference too. So let's start with do. Emma, explain it in the simplest way possible.
Sure. In very simple words, we usually use do for tasks, work, jobs, activities, and routines. Things that are actions, things you perform, things that are part of daily life, but usually not something you create. For example, I do my homework. I do my job. I do the dishes. I do exercise. I do the laundry. These are all tasks. You are not creating something new. You are simply performing an activity.
Exactly. They are everyday actions. So, Jack, tell us about your morning routine. What do you usually do in the morning?
Well, I wake up around 7. Then I brush my teeth, take a quick shower, do some stretching, and then I make coffee.
I love how natural that sounds.
Because it is natural.
But many English learners sometimes say something like, I make my homework, and that sounds strange in English.
Yes, because in English we say, I do my homework. Homework is a task, so we do it.
Let's give our listeners a few more examples.
Sure, we say, do the laundry, do the cleaning, do your best, do business, do someone a favor, do nothing, do something important. Jack, do you like cleaning?
Honestly, no.
Same here, but every weekend I still do the cleaning.
Yes, sometimes we don't enjoy it, but we still do it. All right, now let's move to the second word, make.
Make is a little different. We usually use make when we create something, build something, prepare something, or produce something. For example, make breakfast, make lunch, make dinner, make coffee, Make a cake. In these examples, you are creating something.
Yes, even if it's something simple.
So, Jack, what did you do yesterday evening?
Yesterday evening, I stayed home and made dinner.
What did you make?
Pasta.
Very simple pasta, but it still counts.
Yes, you made it.
Now, here's something very interesting. We also use make with feelings.
Oh yes, this is very important.
For example, you make me happy. That movie made me cry. His joke made everyone laugh. Her words made me think. When something creates a feeling or a reaction, we usually use make.
But sometimes learners say something like, "You do me happy," and that sounds strange.
The natural sentence is, you make me happy.
Exactly.
If something creates a result or feeling, we usually use make. So, Emma, coffee or tea?
Coffee. Always coffee.
So, you make coffee, not do coffee.
Exactly.
So, friends, let's make it super simple. Do equals tasks, work, routines, activities. Make equals create, build, prepare, cause.
Don't try to memorize hundreds of rules today. Just listen, feel the language, practice slowly. If you feel confused, that's okay. Everyone feels confused when learning a language. Your English doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be real.
And remember something important. Every time you listen to real English conversations like this, your brain is slowly learning patterns. You may not notice it immediately, but it is happening.
And that's exactly why the Everyday English Practice podcast exists, to help you learn naturally, without pressure, without fear, without complicated grammar lessons, just real English, just real conversations. And you're doing great just by listening.
Earlier, we talked about daily routines and simple examples of do and make. Now, let's move deeper into real-life English, the kind of English people actually use in conversations every day. Many learners understand the basic rule: do for actions, make for creating something. But when they start speaking in real situations, confusion still happens, and that's completely normal. Language is not only about rules, it's also about habits, patterns, and experience. The more you hear something, the more natural it becomes. So let's explore more situations together. Let's start with work life, because this is where many learners get stuck. At work, we often use do because most things are tasks or responsibilities. For example, I do my job. I do my tasks. I do paperwork. I do research. I do overtime. Notice something interesting here. These are all responsibilities or activities. You are completing them, handling them, or performing them. You are not creating something new from nothing. That is why English usually uses do in these cases. Now, let's imagine a conversation between coworkers. One person might say, I had a very busy day today. And the other person might ask, what did you do? And the answer could be, I did some research, I did a few meetings, and I did a lot of paperwork. Everything here is an activity. Now, let's compare that with make. At work, we often make results. For example, make a plan, make a schedule, make a presentation, make a report, make a decision. In these situations, you are creating something. Something new exists after the action. So imagine this conversation. Did you finish the presentation? Yes, I made the presentation last night. What about the research? I did the research first, then I made the presentation. This sounds completely natural in English. Here's a helpful trick many learners love. Ask yourself this question: am I performing an activity or am I creating something? If you are performing an activity, the verb is usually do. If you are creating something, the verb is usually make. Now let's move away from work and talk about daily life situations, because English is used everywhere, at home, with friends, with family. Let's imagine a weekend conversation. What are you doing this weekend? I need to do the cleaning. That sounds boring. Yes, but after that, I'll make dinner for my family. Here again, we see the difference. Cleaning is an activity. Dinner is something you create. So we do the cleaning, but we make dinner. Let's look at more examples from daily life. People say, do the dishes, do the laundry, do the shopping, do the housework. These are routine tasks. But we say, make breakfast, make lunch, make dinner, make a sandwich, because food is something you prepare or create. Now let's talk about something interesting, social life. When you meet people or interact with others, English uses many make expressions. For example, make friends, make a promise, make an effort, make a difference. These expressions are extremely common in English conversations. For example, when I moved to a new city, it was hard to make friends. Or someone might say, I promise I will help you. In English, we say, I made a promise. Let's look at another example. She really made an effort to learn English. That means she tried really hard. Now, here's another very important expression, make a mistake. Many learners say, I did a mistake, but in natural English, we say, I made a mistake. This is one of the most common expressions in English. Everyone makes mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes, but mistakes help us learn. Now let's talk about money, because money expressions often use make. People say make money, make a living, make a profit. For example, he works online and makes money from his videos. Or she makes a good living as a designer. Now let's talk about something emotional. English often uses make when something creates a feeling or reaction. For example, you make me happy. That movie made me cry. Your message made my day. His story made everyone laugh. Here, the word make means to create a feeling or reaction. If something causes an emotion, we usually use make. But sometimes learners say things like, you do me happy, or this music does me calm. But the correct sentences are, you make me happy. This music makes me calm. Now let's talk about time, because time expressions can be confusing. For example, do you have time to do this? Here, do is used because the task is an activity, but we also say, I made time for you today. This means you created time in your schedule. You organized your time so you could meet someone. So you make time. Now let's talk about plans and decisions. English often uses make here. For example, make a plan, make a choice, make a decision. For example, I made a decision to study English every day, or we need to make a plan for the weekend. Now let's talk about effort and progress. People say make progress, make improvements, make an effort. For example, I am making progress in English, or she made a big improvement this year. Now pause for a moment and practice together. Fill the blank with do or make. Sentence 1, yesterday I blank my homework. The answer is, I did my homework. Sentence 2, last night I blank a decision. The answer is, I made a decision. Sentence 3, she blank a big mistake. The answer is, she made a mistake. Sentence 4, he always blank his best. The answer is, he always does his best. If you understood those examples, that means you're already improving. Learning a language takes time. Some days you feel confident, some days you feel confused, and that is completely normal. Think about learning like planting a seed. At first, you don't see anything, but under the soil, something is happening. The roots are growing, the plant is preparing, and one day it becomes strong and tall. Language learning works exactly the same way. Every time you listen to English conversations like this, your brain is learning patterns, even if you don't notice it immediately. That is why listening practice is so powerful. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need perfect pronunciation. You only need courage to try. Because real English is about communication. It's about connecting with people. It's about sharing ideas. It's about expressing yourself. Now, before we finish, let's practice one more time. Choose do or make. 1. I blank my best every day. 2. She blank a promise to improve. 3. We blank the cleaning on Saturday. 4. They blank dinner together. Here are the answers. I do my best every day. She made a promise to improve. We do the cleaning on Saturday. They make dinner together. Great job! If you listened carefully and tried to answer in your head, that means you're actively learning, and that is the most important step. Remember something very important. English is not an exam, it's a bridge. A bridge to people, a bridge to knowledge, a bridge to opportunities. And every small step you take builds that bridge. Thank you for spending time with the Everyday English Practice podcast. If this episode helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is also learning English. Before we go, here is today's question. What do you do every day to improve your life? And what small change do you want to make this year? Write your answer in the comments. We read them. We really do. Keep learning, keep practicing, keep making progress. And remember something important. You are doing better than you think. See you in the next episode.